Hello, this is Paul from Foresight Tech. In this lecture, we are going to define derivative and define the derivative using limited definition. So here is the definition of derivative. Okay, so we define this form, given a function, we define this form as a derivative. We call the f prime of a. What does this mean? Where it came for this form? And this form came from the last two classic problems we discussed. The first is snowball tangent line. The second is instantaneous velocity. The both two problems we have the same form. Okay, and this form is important. So we finally define this form as derivative. Okay. If we go back to the first problem, snowball. So the derivative means what? Means the slope of the tangent line at x equals a. The second problem, the derivative, which means the instantaneous velocity at the time t equals a, right? Okay, of course, the slope is the easiest way we're going to understand the derivative, which means in the future we look at the derivative is the slope. Okay, this is the first form. We have the second form. Okay, but they are the same exactly. And the second form, this is the slope of the secant line, slope of the secant line, right? So it's the same as that. But sometimes we also use this definition, the second, to find what is the derivative. You know, these two are exactly the same. Another understand. Do you remember this is delta y over delta x, right? This is what? This is the average rate of change from x from a to x. Okay, this is the average rate of change. Okay, average rate of change over a time period, and this is the same average rate of change. Take limits, we're going to the derivative. So derivative is we call it the instantaneous rate of change, no longer average, right? So this is instantaneous rate of change. Or if we use the velocity to say the average rate of change is the average velocity. Average velocity points to the instantaneous velocity, therefore average rate of change points to instantaneous rate of change. Whatever, this is just a kind of understand. So we're going to see what is the derivative. You also can say the slope, or it's called the instantaneous rate of change. Let me going to look at this graph. It will give us something. Okay. What is it? So first, what is the average rate of change? Average rate of change is what the average change over x1 to x2, right? So delta y over delta x. See, delta y over delta x is the average rate of change, which is exactly the slope of the secant line, right? And then take limits. We're going to the instantaneous rate of change, which is the slope of the tangent line. Therefore, slope of the tangent line, or the derivative, we also can say the slope of the tangent line or the instantaneous rate of change. Instantaneous rate of change, how fast the graph changes at this time point, is the limit of how fast it changes over a time period. Okay. We have the definition derivative. That's going to evaluate the derivative. Okay. So like this. We look at this question. We have functions. How to find that? Now we know this is the derivative, we call it, right? Derivative, the slope or the instantaneous rate of change at 0, right? Use the definition. We have two. Use the first. Use h. Okay, so we're going to see what do we do. We just use the definition. Okay. The derivative, I say the derivative at 0 is defined in this way. The limit, I use the first one, okay, is h approach 0. Okay, use h, not use x approach a. But you know the two definition exactly the same. So here is delta y, right? Delta y is f. A is 0 this time. We have to use 0 plus h minus f at 0. Okay, this delta y, delta x is h. Okay, that's the definition. All we need is use the definition, right? Now it's the same, just evaluate. We have a lot of ways, we have a lot of methods to evaluate. So for this one, so the first what do we need to do? We need to plug the function. What is f at 0 plus h? Which means f at h plug in h, which is square root of 1 minus 2 times h, right? F at 0 plug in is 1, so minus 1, and then over h. Now we're going to the limit problem. So how to find this? So this time we have a irrational square root. The major one is to rationalize. Okay. Why? Because the denominator is going to 0. If you plug the numerator, they are going to 0, which means this is a 0 over 0. Okay, 0 over 0 indeterminate. Okay, how to do? We do rationalize. Okay, we do this. Rationalize. How to rationalize is rationalize the numerator, right? Times the conjugate. What is the conjugate? It's very similar with the original, right? Let me see, write a little bit longer. That's the original. 1 minus 2h minus 1. We have to do what? Over h. We have to do what? Times the conjugate. This is the conjugate. 1 minus 2h plus 1, right? Okay. And then times to the numerator, so you also need to times to the denominator. 1 minus 2h also plus 1. Okay, so now what to do to simplify? Okay, and the denominator does not matter for this term because this term is 1. Okay, however, the numerator we can simplify. So this is the distance, this is the sum, which means what? This the difference. Difference times sum is the difference of quotients. Okay, so what are we going to do? We use the difference of quotient. So let me get. So we get this. What do we get? Okay, we will get the limit. Let me put the limit here. H approaches 0, right? Okay, and then a little bit longer. So this square, the difference of squares. So we have the first 1 minus 2h minus 1 parenthesis. No, the first square. We don't have this minus 1. Okay, we don't have this. The first square minus the second square, 1 square, which is 1. See, and the distance times the sum is the distance of squares. That's the difference of squares. What is we call it the difference of square. That's a formula we use. So how about the denominator? Denominator are copied because we don't need to do anything. And then plus 1. Okay, so we get it to here. Now what do we have? Simplify the numerator, right? Keep in mind that here we don't have. And then we simplify. See, what do we get? Limit h approaches 0. The numerator, this square is 1 minus 2h minus 1. We get negative 2h. Negative 2h per here. And h per here. 1 minus 2h plus 1. Okay, so after simplify, we get this. Now what to do? We can cancel the common factor, right? So this is h and this is h. We cancel the common factor. We call divide out common factor h. Okay, so what do we get it now? We get this negative 2 and the square root of 1 minus 2h plus 1. This time is no longer indeterminate. Why? Because if we directly plug h0, can you see the denominator no longer 0? Okay, so we can do what? We can directly, because this is what? Because this is a continuous function. Okay, and you can do directly substitute. Okay, directly substitute to what? We do this. -2 is there. Here is square root of 1 minus 2. So directly substitute the 0 to here. So h this time is 0, right? Okay, and then plus 1. And then we'll see what do we get it. So this is 1 plus 1 is 2. -2 over 2 is -1. So this is the final answer for this question. How do you evaluate the limits is just important. Okay, so let me see one more questions. How to deal with the derivative. So here the questions. If the tangent line to this curve, to this function is this point, at this point passing through the point 0, 2, what does it mean? And this point is on the graph of the curve or the function. The tangent line go through that and also go through another point, which means this point is also on the tangent line. Okay, now look at the questions. How to evaluate the function f at 4? This is easy. Why? Because it says this point is on the graph, which means when x equals 4, y equals 3. So we have this is 3. How about the second? The second is derivative at 4. Do you remember derivative at 4 is exactly the slope of the tangent line. Now we know the tangent line go through these 2 points. So we know the slope. Therefore, we know the derivative. That's all we need. Let me write something. So the first f at 4, we already know, right? F at 4. When x equals 4, y equals 3. So this equals 3. Because this point is on the graph. And the second is what is the slope. Let me see. What is the derivative at 4? Derivative at 4 is what? Is the slope at this point, right? The slope at x equals 4. The slope is what? Or if you say the slope is delta y over delta x, right? Okay, the rise over the run. Okay, the rise is what? Delta y. I can use this point minus that point. Okay, so 2 minus 3 is 2 minus 3 is delta y. So this x minus delta x is delta x. Therefore 0 minus 4. Okay, and then do calculation. So -1 over -4 is 1 over 4. See, 1 over 4 is the derivative, just the slope. That's all. Thank you.